Hey guys, it's Bren, and I'm here with my 6th out of 8, only a couple more left after this, 2016 Winter Test Candle review, and this time it is for Chestnut and Birch. And if you watched my haul video, you know I was very conflicted over whether or not to pick this one up. I will link to that video below, by the way, if you haven't seen it. But it was basically between Vanilla Balsam and this. Both I was like very on the fence about, not sure if I would really like it or if I should bother with it, so I decided to pick one, and this was the one I went with. I'm actually really happy that I did pick it up. It's different, it's very unique, it's not something I would normally buy, but it's very interesting, and that's why I picked it up. In the end, I thought it would be more interesting to review than Vanilla Balsam, which was just kind of straightforward and easy to describe. But at the same time, this is going to be a challenge for me to describe because I'm not really sure how to describe the smell. I'll start with the notes. By the way, this is in this collection here. I think this is a really pretty label, you know, with the trees and everything. It's got the star lid. Wax is kind of like reminds me of the old tan M&Ms. It's that color. But the notes are roasted chestnut, caramel sea salt, fireside woods, and birch bark. So nut, caramel, wood, basically. And I would say, this is going to be hard, that I get wood first and foremost. It is a very earthy scent. I am going to try not to say the word earthy too many times in this video, but if I had to use one word to describe this candle, that's probably what it would be. You get wood. It is not that smoky, even though they describe it as fireside woods. It's not like Fireside the Candle, where I don't like it when it's so smoky, and the pumpkin fireside. It doesn't have that like bonfire smokiness. Or even like Marshmallow Fireside, you know, has that smokiness. It doesn't have the smokiness, but it is very much like wood. At the same time, it's not like Summer Bonfire, which was a smokeless wood scent that kind of smelled like walking into a Home Depot. It smelled like sawdust, you know, fresh cut wood. This kind of smells like damp wood, like wet wood. It smells like being in the forest after it's rained. That very earthy type of woodiness. I want to say mossy, but like it's not plant-like. It's just like damp, wet wood, but it's kind of complex. It's like more complex than I think Fireside or Summer Bonfire. So I would say that woodiness is like probably about 75% of the candle. And then the other portion, the other things that you get is mainly the nuttiness. It says roasted chestnut. I don't know what a chestnut smells like exactly compared to any other variety of nut, but I do kind of remember that Chestnut's roasting candle, which was a White Barn exclusive. I just sniffed it in the store a couple times. It kind of has something that I think I remember being similar to that in it. But yeah, it does smell like a nuttiness. And then the funny thing is it says caramel sea salt. If you can imagine caramel that's not sweet, then you kind of get that essence or feeling about this too. Now that's a weird thing to say because caramel is basically like spun up sugar. How can you even have caramel that's not super sweet? But there's something a little bit reminiscent of a carameliness without being sweet at all, if you can imagine that. It says, yeah, and caramel sea salt. Yeah, there is something a little salty. So there's something a little bit like caramely but not sweet, salty and nutty, and then a whole lot of like a wet, damp, woodsy, earthy type of scent to it. Again, very hard to describe. I tried to think about how I was going to describe this candle before I started filming, and then I was kind of just like, I don't know. I'm just going to hit record and see what comes out. But, I mean, I've been thinking about how I'm going to describe this every time I've burned it. It might be easier for someone else who's more familiar with this type of scent to describe, you know, but I think that the description and the name are both actually accurate on this candle. Bath & Body Works, it's a hit or miss. Sometimes the descriptions just don't match, or the names are random. But this one, yes, chestnut, caramel sea salt, fireside wood, birch bark, that's pretty accurate. That's a lot of what I get in this. And then chestnut and birch, yeah, I mean, it's It's wood and it's a nuttiness. It's a little bit gourmand, but it's not. It's more earthy. And I think it might be kind of like a nice transition candle or bridge candle for people like me who just like basically go for, we're very basic. I like my fruity scents. I like my gourmand scents. I can't help it. But this is sort of transitioning into new territory without totally leaping off the edge and going into something totally different. It's not a gourmand candle, but like there's a hint of that in it. Anyway, it's very interesting. I don't know if this one will make test. I don't have a good guess on that. But if it does, I think I actually might pick up like one more. It's not my favorite, not something I'm going to hoard and buy like 10 of. But it's very interesting and different. And like I kind of like it. And I find myself just like picking up and sniffing it when I'm walking around the house just because it's like, I want to remember what that smells like. It's so interesting and intriguing. So I do recommend this one, and it's burned really well. Strength and throw wise, I thought it would be stronger. Just based on how this smells, I was expecting like an 8, but it's probably more like a 6, which is in line with what they're doing lately. So you can smell it in the room that it's in. It doesn't really go outside of like this room, for example, and it's definitely not knock you out, but you notice that it's there. It's slightly above average, but it's not like a champion. So strength and throw is adequate, but that's it. But the scent is good and intriguing. I'm really interested to hear other people's thoughts on this candle, especially since I've done such a crappy job of describing it. If you have burned this or smelled it, let me know what you think. And I'm going to probably, now that I'm done filming this, go see if I can watch some other YouTubers that have reviewed this one. Yeah, I like it. I'm glad that I got it. I hope it passes tests so that you guys can sniff it and let me know what you think of it as well. So that's my review for Chestnut and Birch. I have saved the most Christmassy for last because it's been so hot. I'm waiting for it to get cool before I break into like cinnamon pine cone because I just can't imagine burning that right now. But I am going to get those last 2 reviews out pretty soon. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Candles and Music. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.